Between this, and this, which one do you think is aesthetic? You probably chose this one, and it's no coincidence. Most guys and girls don't want the overly bulky nor the super skinny look. This video is going to give you the simplest 3-step formula to Greek god aesthetics. But some of it's going to go against the popular gym culture stuff that you might have been a bit brainwashed with. And that starts with understanding something that I actually learned way too late. And that is that I realised visible abs are the bare minimum for looking aesthetic. And we all start at the gym to look good, feel good, right? So why are people pushing us to bulk past 15% body fat? People say you have to earn the right to cut. Bro, you don't earn the right to cut, you earn the right to lean bulk. I remember looking in the mirror at work, looking at my face and how pudgy and puffy I was because I had fallen for the gym bulking cope bullshit. I felt rubbish. I didn't like myself, bro. I'd be looking in the mirror and pinching my stomach, thinking like, is this really what I'm training for? Look, bro, we just want to look better in 6 months than we do today. Conventional bulking ain't gonna get us there. So if you follow everything that I say in this video and you actually execute for the next 6 months, you're gonna look so much better. Part 1, the deficit. Actually getting to 12% body fat. So we know you have to be in a caloric deficit to see fat loss, right? But how big is that deficit? In general, you want to be 500 to 800 calories below your maintenance, and it all depends on where you're starting. So if you're starting as a bit of a fatty, right? 30% body fat, go to that kind of closer to the 800 range. And if you're already like semi-lean, like, you know, 17, 15%, stay around 500-600 calories. And this is where you want to be tracking the progress. Data points like your daily weight, how many calories you've actually eaten, your macro split. This is all what you want to be tweaking and adjusting based on your results. And look, I want you to make the deficit feel easy. Don't just eat like in some strict regimen for no reason. You have to understand the reasoning behind it. I actually fast every morning because I don't get hungry in the mornings now that I've trained myself to stave off the hunger with caffeine, sparkling water. And what this means is that later in the day I can eat so much more. People are shocked by how much I eat, bro. And the thing is, it makes the deficit feel so effortless that I can literally do this for the rest of my life. I've been intermittent fasting for years now, and I don't even call it that. It's just what I like to do. It's just how my body experiences hunger and when I feed it. So if you want to optimize your deficit, you have to realize that how you get lean is how you're going to stay there. And that all comes down to making the deficit as easy as possible for yourself. If that means that you don't like eating in the morning because you can just hack it and you can pack all your calories to later, which is exactly what I recommend, then do that. Eat 1 or 2 massive meals later in the day with a couple snacks in between, have enough calories left over for your dessert every day, and you're sorted, bro. You can eat like that every day, and that's what's gonna get you shredded easily. And what do you actually wanna be eating in the day? Just go for whole foods mostly, balanced approach, bro. Like, don't be cutting out carbs or cutting out fats because Bro, look, the people that do this are basically fucking stupid, I'll be real. Because I've tried these diets, yeah, for months. I went keto, I went carnivore, I got leaner. I did get leaner because obviously you're cutting out the calories. And shall I tell you what else was funny, right? I ended up having that experience that most people say, like, oh, when you get shredded, you have no energy. Yeah, because most people do these restrictive diets and the diet itself makes you have less energy. Carbs are the main form of energy for your body. So it's no wonder that I'm doing this diet, and while I'm in the gym, everything from my bicep curl to my pull up to my chest, every single lift, legs went down. And I was just like, nah, but I shouldn't be getting weaker. I've been lean and strong before this. And it was because I was on keto and carnivore. And look, I understand,
bro, your health markers are going to get so much better if you take this advice.
but bro, like, I don't care. If I feel like shit, I'm not going to do the advice. Do you know what I'm saying? So what are we going to do? We're just going to eat in a way that actually feels good. Yeah? Like, it's as simple as that. And if it fits inside your calories and it fits inside your macro split, that is important. Eat mostly whole foods because they keep you fuller, they taste better, the fiber keeps your gut healthy, and it means that you've got flexibility every single day inside of your meals to eat whatever you want at the end of the day. And bro, I hope this is helping you. If it is, just quickly drop a subscribe right now and let's jump straight into part 2. Train for shape over size. Now, what do I actually mean by this? I mean that being aesthetic is very different to bodybuilding. Because if you think about it, right, bodybuilding, they prioritize for every single muscle. And I'm not shitting on the sport, right? That's what they have to do. That's the sport. What I mean is that you want to be training the muscles that basically contribute to your silhouette, the shape, the side delts, the lats, the upper chest, the biceps, yeah? These are all muscles that contribute to having the slim waist and the wide shoulders. Not like these bodybuilders who need to optimize for their side glutes so that it pops out a little bit more when they do their side flex on the show. Bro, like, we're not doing that. And you have to come to terms with the fact that you are all right with having mid-sized legs that are powerful, you're still super strong, but you want to optimize for a bigger upper body, bro. You want your silhouette to pop. You want to look good in your clothes. You want your face to be nice and shredded. This all comes from optimizing your training. And how exactly does this look? Target the muscles that I mentioned: lats, upper chest, biceps, abs, and your delts, the side delt, and then you can add on one more, which is either the front or the rear, depending on what you actually need to bring up right now. The split while you're cutting, which most people probably are, if you're watching this, you should be cutting if you're above 15%, is 2 to 3 times a week, where you're prioritizing the muscles from before. That means putting them at the front of every workout. That means tracking the lift associated, like for lats, you're going to be tracking your weighted pull-ups. For front delts, you're going to be tracking your overhead press. For biceps, you track your dumbbell curl. You get the idea, bro. And if you're already lean and you're ready to bulk up, on your lean bulk, you can jump it up to 4 times a week. That works best. And that means on the 4th day, keep it lower volume, high intensity, and smaller muscles that you just want to bring up. Most guys, they have a big blocky torso and they need to bring up shoulders and arms. So on that 4th day, you can have the kind of freedom to just train arms and train shoulders, and it's a nice fun little day. And you might be wondering, why is the split so short? 2-3 times a week? Are you being serious? For real? Like, you can actually make gains like that? And yes, you can, because it leads me into my next point, which is recovery. Part 3 of this video. You have a recovery budget, especially in a calorie deficit. What this means is that your body can only put on muscle in so many areas when you've got limited resource for recovery. You're eating less than your maintenance. So that means if you're training too much, you're going to tip the seesaw of recovery against you. And that means you're not going to see gains. And this is where people have low energy on a cut, their testosterone goes down, their hunger goes up, and they end up feeling like shit. And they fall for the propaganda, which is like, oh, don't get too shredded. But you can get too shredded. You can get to sub 10% body fat and feel really good about yourself, because all you need to do is sort out your recovery logistics. And how are you going to do that? Number 1 is making sure that you are not overtraining. If you're living off caffeine hit to caffeine hit, you're training 6 times a week and you're doing a ton of cardio, bro, you could be putting in half the effort to look twice as good. Most of your week should just be like low cortisol. You should be resting, you should be chilling with family, friends, girlfriend, whatever, and going on nice walks that contribute to your calorie deficit, contribute to your mental health. You shouldn't be living in the gym. You should be focusing on other goals in your life, like work or business or school, studying, anything. Gym shouldn't be your life, and when it's not your life, it's when it actually turns on and you start to get the results. The last point I want to touch on with recovery is just your sleep, because bro, let's be honest, yeah, your physique doesn't realize whether it's a Saturday or it's a Tuesday, so you need to make sure that you're sleeping at the same time every single day, no matter what. You need to be on it, G. You need to have a bedtime. You brush your teeth, you have your night shift turned on your phone, and you make sure that your room is completely blacked out. Have a fan on, because when it's colder, you sleep deeper. And this means that your body's going to release testosterone, human growth hormone. So play around with all these variables in your sleep. But the number 1 thing, go to bed at the same time every single day. And with that, bro, is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're taking away some stuff about getting down to 12% body fat, understanding the aesthetic muscles and what split to use, and also ensuring your recovery budget is in check. Now look, if you still have questions, bro, I urge you to book in that 30-minute free call. That's the first link in the description. It's a completely free call. Me and you, we're just going to jump on, talk about what you're currently doing with training, nutrition, lifestyle, all of that. And then if I can actually help you, bro, we can discuss one-to-one coaching. If not, that's totally cool. There's no pressure, man. Because look, the worst case scenario is we talk about your training, we talk about everything you're doing right now, and then you leave anyway off that call with an insight that's going to help you specifically, because we're talking about your personal situation, and we get to look at each other's handsome faces for 30 minutes. So bro, it's really not that bad. All you got to do, scroll down right now, book that link in my calendar, and let's have that chat, bro. Let's see what you could be doing to get aesthetic. And with that, man, sweat or regret, click the next video. I'm out, bro.